How's it going, guys? My name is Ethan. I'm going to be showing you how to connect to the database using a PHP function called PDO. I pronounce it as PDO, but you can pronounce it however you want. First, we're just going to open PHP like so. Now we're going to create a new variable. We can call it anything we like. This is going to be the database, so it could be called DB or PDO or anything. I'm going to call it DB equals new PDO. PDO, yes, not PDO. Yeah, PDO, because PDO is class, it is object oriented. So yeah, we use the new keyword for that. We're going to set MySQL, because we're going to be using MySQL. You could use anything like PGSQL or anything, but I use MySQL. Set the host to localhost, or any MySQL host you have. Yeah, set the database name, this one, to the name of your database. So my one is called, 1 second, bytes t underscore db, so like that. Next we want the MySQL user. Yeah, your user. Next we want the user name. So my user is called bytes t underscore user, and then you just put your password in. So mine is this, and that's it. You've connected to your database. So if you just save it and go, you shouldn't see any errors. Good, that means it's connected. So we've created the database, we've connected to the database. Now we might want to insert something into a table in the database. So we're going to put your DB, then hyphen and the more than sign, and type in prepare. So unlike other things, you have the prepare statement, and basically this sanitizes all the input and such, and it makes it much more secure to insert into the database. Then you just type in your normal SQL words, like code. So I'm going to put insert into then my table name. My table is going to be called tutorial, brackets, and then you just put your column names in. So mine might be name, and I might have another column called ID, which is auto increment. Yeah, I'll just save that. So all I need to do is put name in, close bracket, and values. The value can be anything I want. It can be text, so it can be a number, as long as it's got the apostrophes surrounding it, or anything else. So I'm just going to put the name as Bob. I don't know. Yeah. So that's that, and then you just want to execute it. Oops, sorry. Before you do that, you want to create a new variable, and this is going to be the statement. So I'm going to call it new row equals. Yeah. So we want to execute the new row now. That's executed. So if I run this, a new row should appear with the name of Bob and ID of 1. So if I go to browse, there it is. And it's just as easy to fetch something from a row. You just go get row equals db prepare select from tutorial where ID equals 1. Get row executes, and we've got a choice now. We won't want to fetch it as an associate, so we put row equals get row fetch, and then you put in what you want to fetch. So I want to fetch an associate, so I put PDO : fetch underscore assoc. Yeah. So now we've got it as a an array, or associate as they would put it. So if we want to output the the name of the first entry, then you would just put row open brackets colon name close bracket. Make sure also that it's case sensitive, so make sure that name is exactly as it is here. So now it should come up with Bob. Good. And I'll also have another entry in there. So what if I want to fetch multiple rows? Then that's also quite easy. We just want to get rid of this, and yeah, I'll keep that. And instead of that, we're just going to put while row equals get row fetch, and it's exactly the same as we did before, fetch asloc. And echo row name. So now we'll probably get 3, because if I run this again, I'll have another entry in here. So actually I'll get Bob, Bob, Bob on the same line. I don't. Okay. Oh, we want to remove where. So we're just selecting one at the moment. We want all of them, so we're just going to order by ID instead. There you go. Bob, 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 Bob. Yeah. We want to put them on a new line, so we just put dots. That's yeah. That's a string concatenation in PHP if you didn't know. And then you just put comma and then just put some HTML keyword break. And now we'll get it on different lines, like so. So if I change these now, for example, Steve, Harry, etc., you know, then I'll just get Bob, Steve, Harry, etc., Bob, Bob, Bob. And it's the same if I want to do it backwards. I would just type in desk, which means descending. So now I'll get Bob, 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 etc., Harry, Steve, Bob instead. There you go. So that's that. And if you want to get how many rows there are in total, we would put, for example, get row number equals get row row count, and that will return the amount of rows. So right now we should see 8. It should return 8. So if I echo get row number, it should say, let's put a break as well. It should say 9 because there'll be another one, and then all the rest after that. So 9. There you go, row counts does that. So yeah, that's basically PDO. Sorry, that's basically PDO. I love this word, PDO. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to know how you would use this practically, for example, I'm just going to get rid of all this and delete all these. There you go, they're all gone. Cut all that out. So now I'm going to create a form, and yeah, I'm going to have an action equals. So I want to get the user's name and check if it's in the database, and if it's not in the database, I'm going to add it to the database. So I'm going to say name, I'm going to put an input text here, call it I_name, and underneath it I'm going to create a submit button, and value equals add me, or rather check add me, and close that. So now up here in the PHP block, I want to check if I received I_name. Yeah. Else, if I haven't received it, then we want to see the form. I'm just going to indent this. I love indenting things. So I'm going to create a new variable called name, and that's going to store the name what I've just received. Yeah. Now I'm just going to check if it's available in the database. So I'm going to put check equals db prepare select from tutorial where name equals name. I'm just going to execute it. Now that's one of the things I love about PDO. Yes, I didn't say PDO that time. Is you don't have to sanitize user input. That's what prepare does for you. Like if you're using MySQLi or MySQL, which is deprecated and you shouldn't be, so that's probably why you're watching this, you would have to escape the string, like MySQL underscore escape string. But you don't have to do that. So if you forget to do that, then you don't have to worry about cross-site scripting, because that's what prepare does for you. That sanitizes, escapes, add slashes and such. Now we just want to put check equals check q fetch PDO fetch assoc, nothing new there. Now we want to check if it returns anything. So if we put check equals 0, that means there is nothing in the database with the name of that. Otherwise, if there is something, then we want to receive it. So we're just going to put echo check name. Okay, so assuming that the name we put in isn't already in the table, we want to put it in the table. So we're going to put add equals db prepare, insert into tutorial, not Tortorella, name, and then we set the value of name to name. And now I'm just going to execute it. And now that should be in. I'm going to put echo your name dot name has been added to the database. Okay, so now that should hopefully work. So at first I should see the form. Good. I'm going to put my name in, Ethan. Check me. Your name, Ethan, has been added to the database. I'm going to check in here, and it has been. Good. So I'm going to refresh, continue, Ethan. So it checked that my name is already in the database, so it's just going to echo my name. But if it wasn't, for example, if I just put Ethan S, it would add it. But if I put Ethan S again, it would just come up with that. So yeah. And here I'm also going to echo the ID of the row. So I'm going to put dash ID colon. I'm going to put check ID. So now it should say Ethan's 11. Yeah, ID 11.